Hello, this is Gene Skaggs. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm a certified Quantum Touch Level 2 instructor. I also do a process called Psyche, Access to Bars. I teach A Course in Miracles via Zoom on Wednesday nights. I've written 4 books on A Course in Miracles and 3 books. I took some information down from my youngest son who laid his body down in 2009, and one of these books we'll be looking at today. Today we're going to be looking at the use of machines in healing. I'm not against anything. I'm all for eating right, exercising, getting a massage. You know, you want to go to chiropractor. All these things are good, but they're limited. They can't do what energy work does. You are 99.99 and 12 nines after that energy. So you're very, very little matter. Now I'm going to get a little deep on you here and explain something. Most people look at the body as an energy field. That it is. But you have an energy field above your head, about 3 feet above your head and about 3 feet in diameter. I like to call it the mother energy field. And it's beating to different frequencies that will line up in the body. So hypothetically, if there was a frequency of, let's just call it 92.9 FM, there will be a corresponding number for that in the body. Let's just say your shoulder's bothering you and it's beating to 92.9. If you address it in the mother energy field, which is your mind, that part right there, it will change it down here and alleviate it for good. Now, if you address it here, it doesn't change up here in the mother energy field. So that 92.9 feeling will have to manifest someplace else in the body. Could manifest in another shoulder or a hip, or could address in money, relationship, any numerous things. So remember now, the mind is different than the brain. A lot of people look at them two as the same. They're not actually the same. The brain is the gray matter that's in your skull right here. The mind is that mother energy field. It does all the work. So we're going to be addressing that right there. What I'm going to do is, Anderson gave me 3 books. This is his 3rd book, which I really love. It's called The Brighter Side of Darkness, The X Factor. He has a whole chapter on the use of energy and, the use of machines and energy healing in the body and stuff. So I'm going to read you 2 paragraphs out of it that I believe really address it. Okay, a machine is like taking an apple and figuring out everything that is made of, then going to the laboratory, making all the ingredients chemically and put it in a pill. Is that as good as a delicious apple? I think not. See, and so it's limited what a machine can do. A pill is not as good as an apple. Now he's talking about love. Can a machine manufacture love? I think not. Some might argue that it can, but we say not. The love that we speak of is the absolute love of the divine within. Keeps the planet in order, keeps your heart pumping so your body can operate optimally. This type of love can never be altered or diminished. Can a machine do that? I think not. Have you ever felt like tell a machine, I love you, and feel love being reciprocated? I think not. Now, you could get a oxytocin shot, which is a love molecule, and it will pump you up and make you feel good and have a little bit of a euphoric love feeling, but it's still not love. Okay, the other paragraph I'm pulling out of this chapter is, now let's look at how machines can help. Though very limited with the ascension process, machines provide many benefits, but not necessarily the way you might think. They cannot awaken your authentic self. See, your authentic self is in the mind up here. Machines and stuff like that address this energy field, and I'm all for that. I'm all for eating good, exercising. Like I say, I go to the Y 3 times a week. I stretch 4 days a week, so it's very beneficial to do these things. But they can do wonders in the diagnosis into the spectrum. Now, let me say where it's a little bit limited in the diagnosis part. What if you go to the doctor and he diagnoses something, just say your heart, your shoulder, and then addresses certain things to do it, and you listen to music and you do all these things, which I'm all for. Believe me, I'm all for doing these things. But it's still going to be limited, because what happens is if you address it certain ways and it's still prevalent, then it's an emotional issue. And machines cannot address emotional issues nor diagnose it. This is how we do it in quantum touch. For, let's just say, if I work on your shoulder 2 or 3 times and have very little results, I know it's an emotional issue. So what I will do is, I'll say with a client, I have them on the massage table, and I ask them to close their eyes. And then I ask them, when you think of your shoulder, where do you feel that energetically in your body? And so they might say right here or right up here. It doesn't make any difference where they say it. That's where you run energy, because that's where it is emotionally stored. Now, some people who've had an illness for an extended period of time, it might be difficult for them to feel it in the body. So what I will do then is I'll ask them, when you tell me, give me an adjective to describe the pain in your shoulder. You know, it hurts, it limits you. So they just say, hypothetically, they say it hurts and it limits me. So I will ask them now, when you think of the word hurt and limit, where do you feel that at in your body? And then I will address it there. This is where a machine can't diagnose that part of right there. Okay, although even in this area there are limits, what they can diagnose are physical issues, such as disease states, which are actually the effect, a byproduct of emotional issues. We want to stress that alleviating the physical imbalance disease is good. In fact, it is very good, but ultimately, one must address the destructive emotional attachment that precedes all physical symptoms. Machines are not capable of addressing these causal issues. Now, also what's coming out now is AI, artificial intelligence. And I work on a lady who works with Fortune 500 companies, and she was saying that she would have to do a whole year spread out sheet for the company, and it would take her something like 6 weeks. She said now with AI and these apps, she could do it in under 4 hours. And she could do a blog, she can write one blog, and then it'll pop out 3 of them. She says, and now she's a doctor, she says, it's good or better than I can write it. But we looked at it, and one thing it felt sterile. You didn't pick up the love. See, what happens is, when someone's writing a book versus a machine writing the book, you can't put that love frequency in it. So you have what's called a morphic field around it. A machine does not have a morphic field of feelings and love. It's just going to print out words. So actually a machine can print out the same sentence as you could print out, but your client would feel it differently because you come from the heart. And running energy, what you're here to do is open up that heart, breathe this life force energy that quantum physics calls life force energy. Some other people call it chi, they call it the unified field. It's called God. It goes by many different names, but if you get into quantum physics, they stay away from religious words. So they're going to use the word life force energy. So you're going to breathe this life force energy in. You're going to open up your heart and let this love come through. A machine cannot do that. Again, I want to stress real strong that I'm all for doing everything naturally that you can do to alleviate the pain in the body. It's just there's a certain limit that a machine cannot do. What if you go to the doctor and you get a test that everything's normal, but you still feel pain? I actually have a video on that. Just go back 1 or 2 videos from this one right here, and we can address that in that video right there. So we have to look at it emotionally, which we've already talked about. I also have a video on emotional issues, which I get in a lot more detail right in there. Now let me say again, quantum touch, I can do this in person, I can do it long distance. Technically, they don't like to use the word long distance, they want to use the word non-local. I also teach it, so if you want to get certified in there, you can take all the classes through me to get certification in that. So please hit the like button and subscribe to me, and I would love to hear your feedback. Thank you very much. Have a great day.